Good morning, students. Today we are going to do the chapter Silk Road, and the passage starting from the town had a couple of rudimentary general stores selling Chinese cigarette soap and other basic provisions, as well as the usual strings of prayer flags. Okay, and the passage starting from the town had a couple of rudimentary too. One afternoon, I sat in the pondering my option over a glass of tea in Dachin only cafe, and after a little consideration, I concluded they were severely limited. Clearly, I hadn't made much progress with the self-help program on positive thinking. So, the passage starting from the town had a couple of rudimentary too on positive thinking. On positive thinking, page number 80, book Hornbill. Okay. So, first look at the word meaning. The first is rudimentary. Rudimentary basically means basic or a primary things. Rudimentary means basic or a primary things. Next is incongruous. It means strange. Brook, B-R-O-O-K, brook, a small stream. Next is pondering. Pondering means thinking. Pondering means thinking. And babbled. See, babbled means action or fact, talking rapidly in excited way. In excited way, in a stupid way, you can say. Okay, so let's start the passage. Dachin had some basic general stories selling Chinese soaps, cigarettes, and strings of prayer flags. Every afternoon, men would gather for a game of pool. They would sit around a shabby table looking strange in the open air while women washed their hair in iced water of small stream which flowed all the way of his guest house. Dachin had no pilgrims, which were a setback for him. He was told that in a peak season of pilgrimage in this town was filled with visitors. Some brought their own accommodation, such as tents, and which was set up in the plains. Plains means some kind of land, plain lands. He felt that he had arrived at that place was way too early. One day, while he was thinking about his option, while having a glass of tea at Dachin only cafe, he concluded that there are a limited option for him as he made little progress on the self-help program on positive thinking. Okay, so now next passage starting from In my defense, it hadn't been easy with all my sleeping difficulties. Okay? 2. The next page, 81. Chinese most successful exports along the Silk Road today. Chinese most successful exports along the Silk Road today. Okay, so first look at the word meaning. Well-trodden, much frequented by travelers. Okay, cavernous, it means vast. Wreathed means twisted. Stout means firm. Okay, what he said in this passage, he was having difficulty in sleeping, which hadn't made it easy for him. He had no option other than to wait until the peak season of pilgrimage. The trail was much frequented by travelers. He could do Kora alone, but it was a seasonal session because of the route blockage by snow. He had no idea of if the snow was cleared, and he was not feeling good about dirty ice that still resided on the bank of Dachin small streams. He had been facing communication problems since Saturn left. No one knew much English to answer his basic questions, but He met Nobu in a cafe, which was small, dark, and a vast with long metal stove. They're talking about what? The cafe. The walls and ceilings were twisted in multicolored plastic sheets of different colored stripes. It was made into firm and big shopping bags, which were sold over China and in many other countries of Asia and Europe. Plastic was China's successful export along the Silk Route. Plastic was China's successful export along the Silk Route today. So that's all for today. So rest of the chapter we will do later. Thank you.